Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome back. Droid Life Show, episode 93 today on this beautiful September 18th day. I'm your host, Kellen. With me, Tim. Tim, say hi.
Hey guys, how's it going? Tim here, as always.
So, on today's episode, we're pretty much talking devices. We're going to talk quickly about just some new Nexus phone talk that we shared earlier today. Tim has a Huawei Watch probably on wrist right now, so we'll talk about that. He also has a OnePlus 2 maybe in his pocket. We'll talk about that. I have Moto X Pure still, and while I'm trying to get some final thoughts together for review, I can just kind of share any new thoughts there. We saw the BlackBerry Venice, the phone that everyone loves except me. We'll talk about that because it leaked in a big video today. Amazon announced a whole bunch of things. Some other stuff's going on. So let's get right into this. So Nexus phones. So I think we've seen like 2 or 3 reports now that say Google is going to announce its new Nexus phones. 2 of them, one made by LG, one made by Huawei, at a press event in San Francisco on September 29th. We haven't gotten an invite to that. Who knows if we will. Google does whatever they want to do, and sometimes we just don't get invited to things. But if they have sent out invites, no one's posted a public invite. So if they're doing an event and they've invited people, they're not letting anyone talk about it if so. So anyways, hopefully we get an invite. Maybe that will be awesome. So anyways, a lot of people have said that September 29th is the day. So we had a really reliable source come to us this week and say, yeah, you should probably expect them right around that time. September 29th makes a lot of sense. And then they also told us the names of both are LG Nexus 5X, and that name has been out there for a week or so. We weren't really buying into the name at first, to be honest. I just figured they would go Nexus 5 2015, because when they've done follow-up devices in the past, it was Nexus 7, then Nexus 7 2013. They've never really added on weird letters on the end. To be honest, I don't know what the X means. They also told us that the Huawei Nexus will be the Nexus 6P. And no, none of us know what the X means or the P means. That's just that Google's going with some weird things. So we got names that, our source also said the code names that you've heard of Bullhead and Angler are the real deal. And the leaks that we've seen of the both devices are pretty much spot on. So it's about all we can really share right now. But yeah, we've got names at least. And there's still this part of me too that thinks that Google will change these at the last minute to Nexus 5 2015, and then like the Huawei Nexus will be something else, like Nexus 6 2015. I still don't. The X and the P thing are so weird, but whatever. Maybe that's what Google's trying to do, is just be weird.
I'm not a fan of the X and the P, especially like Huawei 6P. Like, I don't like it. Like, the P letter has always kind of thrown me off just because I'm super immature and I just think PP. But I don't know, 6P. Like, I don't know what the P could stand for.
I don't even. Well, like, what does the X stand for?
Well, at least X and like Nexus and all this stuff. Like, X has always been sort of like that go-to letter for companies who have no idea what to name their phones.
Moto X.
Yeah, because it's like an extreme,
Droid Max XX. Yeah.
Yeah, but P, like, that's a new one. Although Huawei, they have the P line.
They use P's a lot.
Yep. So why they use P? I don't know, maybe for power or something like that.
Yeah, and if it's P6P, like, why isn't it the Nexus P6? Because Huawei uses the P8 or whatever. They do have a P line. I don't know.
6P.
I don't get it. Has Apple ever said what the S means on their phone?
Sport. I don't know.
I'm just curious. So.
Like, no, I don't. I really don't think.
Just the follow-up model, but have they ever said like what? I don't know.
Yeah, maybe in a back room, like Tim Cook and Steve Jobs knew what they were doing, but...
Oh, there we go. What does the S mean in iPhone 5S?
Clickbait.
You'll remember the S in iPhone 4S stood for Siri. I don't believe that, because they went 3G to 3GS, and the S, they didn't have Siri.
Yeah, no Siri.
Whoever wrote this is wrong.
S standing for Siri has always been one of those like ideas, but it's never been...
Yeah, that's
confirmed, and it's total bullshit.
Well, yeah, because there was S models before Siri.
Yeah, the 3GS was, I believe, the first one.
What does the S stand for? No one knows.
Yeah,
Apple has never said that it means anything specific. There we go. So maybe Google's going that route. We'll just throw an X and a P on the end of shit and whatever.
Yeah, I mean, really,
yeah,
it doesn't really have to mean anything. Although sometimes it's nice to give a little bit of meaning to something. But
right,
it's no big deal. 6P, 5X.
LG doesn't have a phone with an X, right? It's not like
no,
like it's like G4, and there's not like an X phone from LG.
Yeah, it would make sense if it was like, well, no, it probably wouldn't. Like the Nexus 5G, like that almost sounds cooler than 5X, like the 5G, because then maybe they could future-proof it to where it comes with like 5G radios or whatever. Yeah, I mean, who knows?
So no one can do that yet, right? Until we get
Right.
5G, then everything's going to be the 5G.
Well, they do have that like 5G Wi-Guy or Wi-G or however they pronounce it, WIGI, kind of like Wi-Fi, but Wi-Gi or something like that. But
what that is.
I don't know, it's just super fast networking and data transfer stuff. But I'm guessing this phone won't have that, so it'll be a 5X instead.
5X and 6P. So whatever. The nice thing is September 29th is 11 days from now. So if they're doing something on September 29th, we'll know soon. And we'll figure out if they have an explanation or not. I guess they won't. They'll just go like, this is the 5X and the 6P. And everyone's going to go, well, what does that stand for? And they're going to go,
Yeah, I prefer Motorola's take on it. Just go first gen, second gen, or at least putting the year after it, because we had two Nexus 7s and they didn't change the name. It just had Nexus 7 2012, Nexus 7 2013. It was really no big deal. They can be the same name. Make it easier on the consumer, like, oh, I want the new Nexus 7, not, branching out and making it an X and a P and all this stuff. Like, why make it harder on us? I mean, we're already the consumer who's having to bend over and pay the price. I mean, come on. So that's just my opinion, though.
Yeah, so it is what it is. I think there's not a lot of secrets there around the Nexus phone. So
unfortunately, no. Due to this leak culture that we have, I was reading a pretty funny post about leak culture. But yep, there will be no surprises. I'm sure the day or a week ahead before, if Google plans on announcing anything, we'll know everything there is to know. I mean, we've already seen specs, here and there. Who knows if it's all correct or legit, but
I think the only things that we want to know that are still kind of mystery are like battery, right? And battery life. And then if the cameras will for once be any good. It's
exactly.
To say. And then they always turn out to be disappointments. Yeah,
we pretty much know display size, QHD for the Huawei one. We know it's going to come with Marshmallow. And I mean, what else do you need to know, really? I mean, fingerprint readers, duh. Probably come with Project Fi radio. Well, T-Mobile and Sprint radios. So unlocked. I mean, they're going to be, the LG one will probably be priced very affordably. And while I think the Huawei one will be pretty expensive, kind of like we saw with Motorola Nexus 6.
Could be, yeah. Well, it's Huawei, though. And Huawei likes to do, more affordable phones. I get the feeling.
We'll see. I mean, I'm getting the feeling that this is going to be kind of like the more premium style with metallic build, large QHD display. I mean, this will be a premium device, so they can probably charge whatever they want.
Yeah, maybe it'll be like Nexus 5X will be like at that $349 starting point.
Oh, yeah, that's the sweet spot.
There's $349, $399, then the 6P maybe like
$599.
Yeah, see, I'm hoping like $499, but you could be right. Like you said, it's as premium as it gets, I think. So maybe it will be. I just also get the feeling that's Huawei. That's true.
Well, Huawei's not afraid. I mean, they have an $800 watch, which is coming out soon. I mean, now their base model is $350, and in my opinion, I don't know if it's exactly worth $350, but it's $350. So they're not afraid to price if they think that the quality is worth it. So
let's talk about that. Actually, there's not really much Nexus stuff. So you have a Huawei watch now, and
I do, and it's not on my wrist because I don't wear a watch when I'm at the desk.
Yeah,
I just leave it sitting next to me because it'd be leaning on it and stuff, and I don't want to scratch it up. But Huawei watch.
Yeah, you got impressions, thoughts.
Dude, I love this thing. It is sweet. I've got the base model, aka Mercury. It is the black leather band straps.
Why is it called Mercury?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just what was on the box. So I just call it Mercury. Maybe they're all called Mercury, but this one's a black leather, stainless steel body. Super nice watch. I mean, holy crap. This is easily my most favorite smartwatch that I've ever held. Like while they went metal with that full 1.4 inch round display, AMOLED, I mean, it looks really good. Comes with about 40 watch faces. Well, not about 40. It comes with 40 watch faces. So, I mean, there's something for everybody.
That's awesome.
Yeah, depending on what band you want to put on there or what band you purchase it with, there will be something that matches the overall look you got going, something to match your fit, match your whip, match the tires, the wheels, or whatever. I mean, you can match anything. So, super sweet device so far. Let me blow your mind real quick. Yesterday, so I'm not using always on mode. So as you know, Android Wear, you can have screen always on or off when you're not looking at it. I've been using it off. I took it off the charger yesterday morning, and right now I'm sitting at 63%. And so that's a full day, and it's 1 in the afternoon now here on the West Coast. So I mean, I'm easily gonna get to tonight and maybe through another night. And,
yeah, but it's sitting on your desk, though. It's not like you're using it, right?
No, I mean, it's synced up. Like, I am using it.
I mean, you're like interacting with it while it's sitting off to the side.
No, I mean, I'm not using like whenever if I leave the house, I have left the house a few times, and I've taken it everywhere.
Is, like, it's sitting over there, so like when emails and stuff are coming, it's not like you're like constantly swiping and interacting with it.
No, technically not. But say if I was trying to compare it to the Moto 360 where I did the same thing, I mean, it would have already been dead.
That's true.
So to me, it's impressive.
I'll be interested to hear when you're like wearing it all day for a day, using it to swipe things away, if it still lasts like a day and a half. Because don't they think it might last like a day and a half?
Well, they say a day and a half with the screen always on. And, I'm guessing that's with like normal average usage. And then, so this weekend, when I'm not sitting at a desk and with it on my wrist, I'll be able to get a better understanding of the battery life.
Yeah.
But, I mean, so far, I've left the house quite a few times in the past day and a half. And so far, pretty impressed with it. And it only comes with a 300 milliamp hour battery. So I know that was one of the concerns people had with it. And I mean, it's pushing quite a few pixels, 400 by 400. So
yeah, that's the best resolution, isn't it, of any?
Yeah, absolutely. Snapdragon 400. So, I mean, it's got some power too. And unlike the Moto 360, the first gen, not the second gen, I haven't had time to play with that one. But I mean, when you're swiping through the cards, notifications, going through the settings menu and all that, it's quick. Like, it's not like you're kind of waiting for the watch to think about what input you are, trying to do. Like, if I wanted to long press on the home button or kind of like the power button to get into the settings menu on the Moto 360, I'd be waiting a couple of seconds. This one, I mean, it's quick. So the overall design is super gorgeous. And this isn't the exact model I would get personally. I'd probably go for that all rose gold just because it's how we roll. But this will be a watch that I think a lot of people like if they feel like shelling out, $350 for it or more, depending on which one they want to get. So, did you order any new bands or anything for it? Because I know you said you weren't really a fan of the black leather. Yeah, not a fan of the black leather. It is a 18 millimeter standard. So I haven't ordered a new one yet. I mean, I was hoping I could put some of the like the Cognac band that I have for the Moto 360 on there, but it uses a 22 millimeter standard. So wasn't able to change that out. I'm thinking about, I'm looking, at all the bands that I kind of like are like semi-expensive, like $50. I'm like, do I really like care that much just for like testing purposes? Because, this is a review unit, so I'll just be sending it back after 30 days and maybe picking one up on my own. And then with that one, I'll just like get one that I actually want. So we'll see. For now, It looks sweet. Like I was just looking at the pictures and stuff you posted in that video, and it's easily the best looking Android Wear watch. It looks like a watch, and I've always been more, when it comes to like the timepiece of stuff, I want more of a classic watch look, like no squares. The problem with some of the displays is that they're pixelated because they're just not high density. This one, I mean, the watch faces, they have intricate complications on the face, and they look stunning because there's so many pixels, so you can still get that detail and that crisp. So in terms of their watch faces look really good too. They're not cheesy like Motorola. As much as I like the design of the original Moto X, their watch faces were pretty much garbage. There was a couple that were okay, but most of them were just lame. These watch faces look really nice. Yes, absolutely. There's a couple that look like semi-cheesy. Like I'll try and hold this one up to the camera a little bit. So there is a little bit of cheese. But I think, it's not even that bad because the pixels are dense. And so even with all that detail going on, you can still see what's going on. All the complications make sense, and they're all working too. Like it's not a non-working world clock or a non-working calendar dial or something like that. I mean, and the moon phases, you know, I mean, it all works. They aren't, you can't interact with them. They aren't interactive, but I mean, they just work, and you don't need to change them because they give you everything you need, like watch battery, month, date, world clock. So I like it, and I don't really have any problems with it so far. The band, you know, is good quality, genuine leather. Feels very soft, unlike the leather that was on the what was it, the G Watch R and the Watcher Bane. Like I didn't really care for that leather. It's kind of plasticky. This definitely feels like good leather you would get on a good watch. So good job, Huawei. Oh, pin connector for the charger. Hate that. It's kind of magnetic and stuff. It's just, it doesn't feel secure when I put it on there, and sometimes you can't, there's no indicator for when the watch is charging. If you can pull it down into like the notification area or whatever and see if it's charging, but there's no vibration really or anything like to
it doesn't do like the 360 where it does like the animation and oh, that's weird. That's weird.
Yeah, so you can still use the watch even while it's charging, unlike the 360, but which is nice. But then I wish there was like a better indicator of the watch is charging. Yes, you didn't screw up. And and they're tiny little pins. I mean, you've got to line it up perfectly, and if you kind of nudge it, it'll just come loose. And for me, that's a little unacceptable.
Yeah, it's weird.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to hear what you have to say about it because, well, I'll have a new Moto 360 Tuesday, I believe, and so I obviously want to take that for a spin. But if I like for some reason I'm not a huge fan of that, the Huawei Watch is definitely right there. Just probably mostly because of the display. You're talking about that thing.
Oh,
also, I think looks a little bit better than the new Moto 360, but I guess we'll see. Maybe we'll have to do a comparison. Like once I get that, we'll have to get them together, compare those two.
It's I mean, if you were into smart watches, which I know you are, but anyone listening, this is definitely the one to check out so far, in my opinion.
Good stuff. Good stuff.
Yep.
All right, so you have a OnePlus 2 in your possession.
I got that too. It was not in my pocket though. It was also on the desk.
So OnePlus 2, obviously controversial phone. No NFC, no fast charging, no wireless charging. Basically fake USB Type-C. The camera is so it's got who knows how many software bugs in it that people keep complaining about. You can't buy it because it was delayed, and then OnePlus admitted they screwed up the launch of it, and so it's been nothing but bad news for the OnePlus One. But we do have one now, even though we were supposed to have one like a month ago. We do have one now. So you've spent most of the week with it, probably, right?
Yeah, I spent a couple of days with it now. I think I got it on Wednesday.
Oh, okay. So what do you think?
It's kind of like a love-hate relationship. Not so much like love though. It's really hard to put into words. There are parts of it that I really like and parts of it that I absolutely can't stand. So I'll try and be clear on my thought process. But so to start, the home button, which doubles as the fingerprint sensor. Fingerprint sensor is great, super fast, accurate, reliable. Although I wish that it was more like a Samsung where it's an actual button, not this type of capacitive. Like, so for anyone who doesn't
know, it's like a touchpad almost.
Yeah, it's like a little touchpad. So there's no actual clicking of the button. So when you're inside of an app or you're doing something, you want to get back to the home screen, you just simply touch it and it goes back to to your home screen. But I'm coming from a Note 5, so I'm used to actually clicking on something. And I will say that it's not the most responsive, capacitive home touch button thingy ever. And another problem is that you can set gestures to it, or not gestures, but like kind of tap. So if I tap on it twice, it'll open up the camera, or if I long press it, it opens up recent apps or something. And that's a problem because, say, if I tap on it once and it doesn't exactly register to go home, I'll tap on it again, and instead of taking me home, it takes me to the camera. That for me is like very frustrating.
I think that's another known bug. The home button, like basically it gets grounded and it doesn't work. And so I think they have to issue a software fix for that too.
Naturally. So yeah, I've ran into that one. You can turn those gestures off, but I want the ability to get a shortcut to the camera no matter what screen I'm on. So I want to keep it enabled. If they would just fix that, that would be good. To where the first time I tap on the home button, it takes me back home.
Are you using the home and capacitive, or did you go on screen?
So I chose capacitive because when I went completely on screen, which I usually prefer on an Android device, it made the screen feel super cramped. And of course, it gave the phone this massive bottom bezel, and for no absolutely reason. So I was like, screw it. I'd rather have a larger display, or at least usable display, than these cramped looking home buttons, which makes everything look super small. So that was another issue I have. Like, I love on-screen buttons, but the OnePlus 2 makes me not use them because it just makes everything look poor. Another issue, say if you're coming from a 5.7-inch QHD Super AMOLED display like on the Note 5 and you're going to a OnePlus 2, holy crap. I mean, everything looks like garbage when compared to the Note 5. Like, say if the first thing I do is, like, when I notice it the most is I'll open up Google Play, because Google Play has a lot of colors right there on the homepage. It's got the apps, movies, music, blues, orange, red, greens. And the difference is completely night and day. While these colors look completely washed out and almost sort of monotone in comparison to the Note 5, which is very vibrant colors, rich in saturation, and they look good. So now that I see that, everything else on the phone looks sort of kind of bland to me, and almost sort of like, not a sepia tone, but just not very colorful and vibrant, for lack of better terms. But so the display, not so good in my opinion. It's only 1080p full HD. The build is good. I do like that type of porous back.
You're using the sandstone.
Yeah, yes, sandstone black, because I put on the bamboo style swap cover and I also put on the black apricot style swap cover, but they don't fit flush with the device, man. Like, they're garbage. Yeah, they're absolutely garbage. So sandstone black, it fits very flush with the side of the phone, but the wood style covers, they pop off a little bit, so they add a little bit of thickness to the phone and they make it bigger. And not only that, but they're a tad bit slippery. And so when you're coming from, say, the sandstone black, where, it's not going to slide around on you all too much in your hand, it's got great grip. It almost feels like, like if you ever skateboarded back in the day, it kind of feels like a worn down version of some good grip tape. It feels really good in hand. But I mean, switching to the wood, where it feels super slippery, it doesn't feel very good. It has a little bit of like this gap in between the back of the phone and the style swap cover. So those are no good. I'll be writing a post on that, because I don't know how much.
Because those things I think are like $30 a pop. They're not cheap.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
and
they're getting a killing off of those things, I'm sure.
Yeah, I tried to make sure that they were installed correctly. I mean, it's not rocket science. They're just little clips you put on there. So I pressed as hard as I could. They went in all the way, and there was still like gappage. So I was like, well, this is BS. So I just went back to the sandstone black, because I wanted to have the bamboo one, because I love the look of bamboo and all that. But just wasn't working for me. And so the camera, not so good. I think it's really like the camera software too. Like, a couple of the pictures I took are okay, but the software is really difficult. The first time that I went to take a video, I couldn't even figure out how to get a video fired up. And then I found out you have to like swipe out from the screen and select video. Like, there's no just dedicated
kind of like Google's
video
camera
button.
app, isn't it?
Yes. And honestly, I think that's really stupid. Again, coming from the
Google's
Note
camera
5.
app is pretty bad. I would agree.
Yeah, again, coming from the Note 5, which just has a dedicated video camera button right there. Even when you're shooting still pictures, the option to always just take a video is there. You don't have to swipe out. If you ain't got time, I mean, things happen so quickly.
I guess it's like of swiping out menus. I know that's a design thing with apps, but sometimes I get so sick of swiping out menus. So I feel you on that.
Yeah, so that's no good. And
so picture quality, though, is it decent? I mean, are we talking like Moto X 2013 or 2014 or?
No, it reminds me a lot of last year's OnePlus One in terms of kind of like the quality. Like, I mean,
it's decent. It's just not class leading type stuff here.
Definitely not class leading stuff. It's not going to touch, an S6 or even a G4 or the Note 5. I mean, those things just blow it away. Of course, they're in completely different price brackets. But I mean, this is a flagship device we're talking about, so I will compare it to flagship devices.
Yeah, I mean, they're saying never settle, and we're trying to build the best phone ever. So it's not like they're saying we cut a bunch of corners to reduce the price, even though that's technically what they've done. But they won't tell you that. They say we're not trying to make the cheapest phone. We're trying to make the best phone.
This is a 2016 flagship killer, in their own words, and this is by no means a 2014 or 2015 flagship killer. So the only flagship this kills is maybe the OnePlus One. And
yeah, but it doesn't even kill that. I mean, it doesn't even have NFC.
Doesn't even have NFC. And that's today, that's been my biggest struggle. I wake up this morning, I'm like, oh shit, Android Pay available. Let's go. And I'm like, oh crap, I'm stuck on the OnePlus 2 that has no NFC, so I won't be able to use Android Pay. Thankfully, I got the Moto X Pure edition waiting for me as soon as I'm done with the review of the OnePlus 2, which I'm going to try and pump out ASAP so I can get back on some NFC hotness. Another thing, though, you know, some of the software tweaks that they've done. Here's another bug, at least in my opinion, it's a bug, because every other phone, it doesn't do this. But when you get a notification, you swipe down, it should just stop at the notifications, right? But
it expands the whole thing, right?
It expands the whole thing and takes me all the way down. So I have to swipe up to see the notifications.
LG does the same thing, and it pisses me off so much.
I don't get that.
I don't get it either.
That's like, gotta be a bug.
You check your notifications more than you switch system settings on and off. It's not a bug. It's just terrible UI design. LG does the same thing, and it pisses me off every time I use an LG phone.
Yeah, very frustrating. So that's just my thing. Maybe some people, you know, want to change the brightness or toggle airplane mode on and off more so than they want to check their notifications, but I personally do not. So
it does have that sweet silent priority notification switch on the side, except
very true.
Except it's backwards, right?
I think it's backwards. Like down is all notifications and up is alarms only.
Yeah,
I
makes
think
no
that's
sense.
reversed.
I would agree.
But it is a sweet little button. I wish a lot more phones had that. That was like one of the things on the iPhone that's been on there for a long time that I wish would come to Android phones. And especially now that Android is built with that type of notification system, I think it would be great.
I agree.
So bring that over. Although, I mean, flagship killer, I don't know who they're trying to fool with that. But, you know, some of the software tweaks that they did with Oxygen OS, because this does not come with Cyanogen, it comes with Oxygen. And I believe that was the team behind Paranoid Android. So one thing that I will say, under the personal and then you go into customization, I do appreciate they have like a dark mode and a light mode, which you can toggle on and off. But then they also have an accent color, which I really like. And you can kind of switch through different colors. And that will change the overall look of the phone. And so I've got like a dark mode with a blue hue. And it looks really sweet. I mean, it changes kind of every single little aspect of the phone in terms of the overall like kind of UI look, the aesthetic. And I really like it. So
yeah, I thought they had some cool software tweaks in there. They just obviously need to polish it all up.
Agreed. So hardware overall, pretty good. I mean, the phone feels fast. You know, it performs well.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. How's the 810? Has it melted anything yet?
Hasn't melted anything. I haven't really even felt it get hot. Oh yeah. Here's another issue. They're USB Type C, aka reshaped my micro S or USB 2.0. Man, talk about some BS. Like, so now I don't have
it takes
any
3 hours to charge that phone.
Yeah, it takes a while. It takes me all night. I just stick it in at the end of the day, and
it's one of those phones where you have to charge at night.
Yeah, so no fast charging, no wireless charging, and so I have Android Auto in my car, and of course I don't have a USB Type C plugged in to the back of the head unit. I have USB 2.0, so I can't even plug this into the car now because it's not USB Type C. So now my head unit is worthless.
For that, or does the adapter go the other way? Maybe the adapter goes the other way. It goes to micro USB to USB Type C.
Yeah, I haven't looked yet for an adapter because this is an issue I came across yesterday. Like I hadn't even thought about it before, but then I went to plug my phone in because I wanted to charge it and also use Android Auto, get my music going. And I was like, oh crap, like I don't have my cable, and the only cable that will even touch this phone is the proprietary one that comes in the box. So
they have an adapter.
Okay, good.
But no, it's the opposite way though. It's not the way you want.
It doesn't go.
It goes. It turns a micro USB into a USB Type C. I
That's good.
believe.
That would be good, I think.
No, it's the wrong way. Oh, wait, yes. Yeah,
Yeah,
it is. Okay.
I would want.
It's
Yeah.
out of stock.
Oh,
wait.
what?
No, it's out of stock. Yeah.
Okay, good.
Sorry. So yeah, you can't buy one anyway. There's probably some super cheap version on Amazon.
Yeah. Well, I'll have to look because that's something I'll need then. Other than that, pretty cool phone. I mean, I don't know if you're like catching the drift, but there's a lot of buts about this phone. Like there's some cool stuff, but it's not worth it, in my opinion, to have to wait 5 million people to get the phone. And
not worth it at all. Not with the Moto X Pure sitting there for $10 more.
Yeah, and to deal with their customer service and no thanks. And their apologies after apologies. Like, I'm pretty very objective when it comes to the hardware and stuff, but when it comes to the company in general, like I'm not afraid to hold back. Like I don't really care for OnePlus all too much, but just because of what they've done in the past. One day I'll get over myself and I'll forgive them, but
I just think it sucks that they keep screwing up. Like I liked the OnePlus One a lot. It was one of my favorite phones of last year, and I was for the most part pretty excited for this phone. And then I got my hands on it at this pre-press briefing before they announced it, and I was pretty excited about the phone. I was actually more excited about it than I was the Moto X Pure Edition after getting my hands on both. And then since that day, I don't even care about the OnePlus 2 anymore. Like it's sad to say, like they cut all these corners. The camera, they had a chance to knock it out there, didn't do that. There's bugs all over, like just the little things like you mentioned with the home button, and like it's not available. And they said they were gonna have 30 to 50 times more available for everyone to buy, and you still can't buy it. There's just all these things that just, I don't know. The USB Type C, they were like, we're the first to have USB Type C. And it's like,
no, you're not.
Yeah, but it's like, fake USB Type C. Like there's no benefit other than you just put this. So basically like you have a port in there that's supposed to be future proof, except it's not, because it doesn't give you any benefit. So there's no point to it being there. So it's just everything about the phone, just it misses almost on every mark. How's the battery life been?
Yeah, it's been fine, I guess.
It's been fine, yeah.
Average.
Mixed reviews early on about that. So, and that was one of the things about the OnePlus One. I swear that phone is still the battery king in my mind. That thing used to last me, and everyone knows I get terrible battery life on every phone. That thing used to last me almost 2 days. It was nuts how long that phone used to last. So,
yeah. So far, seems pretty good so far. I'm at 78%, and we are rocking at about. Oh my God, where's the battery? There it is.
What are you running it on, AT&T?
Yeah, running it on AT&T. I've got 78%, and I've had it off for since about 7:45. So yeah, like a quarter of the way. I sit on Wi-Fi all day, and I mean, we're definitely not like the go-to guys when it comes to like testing batteries, because we aren't out and about all day long, but over the weekend I'll be able to get a better sense of what we're looking at.
It's just too bad. Like they were kind of this cool story last year. Like, look, they did a whole bunch of annoying shit last year too, right? Yeah. Like they did a bunch of offensive things that annoyed everyone, and everyone just kind of went, it's their new company, it's their first try. And then this year they were supposed to just nail it, everything, and they've missed, I think, even worse this year than they did last year. So.
Well, because they talked it up. I mean, they said, 30 to 50 times more or easier.
Killer and all.
Give me a break. It's all just, their marketing team just needs to go away. Just stop talking.
It's too bad, really. And I get the feeling like we write about the phone still here and there, and like our readers don't even seem to care. And they're like the tech nerds that care about shit like this, and they're like, whatever, we'll buy the Moto X Pure.
Yeah. In my opinion, it definitely seems like the better buy, at least just to buy from Motorola, at least a company that can, kind of back up what they talk.
And you can actually buy the thing.
Being able to buy the phone is definitely the first step to a successful business.
Seriously, right? We have a product, but you can't buy it. You can sit on a 5 million person list. Like, how do you make any money?
Yeah, I mean, I signed up a day after, and I was placed like 300,000 or something. I still haven't gotten an invite. Now I'm around 400,000 because of all the crap they had going on with get your invite bumped up by sharing or whatever. So I'll never receive an invite.
So I picked one up, right? That was the one you have, and they did send me 2 invites. So I have 2 invites, and I kept going, I should totally buy one. Like Tim will just have that one, and then maybe I'll have one to have in house here. And then I just went, I don't know why I want one. I don't think there's nothing telling me, like, there's nothing about that phone that's screaming, dude, you should totally buy me.
Yeah. Anyone who needs a OnePlus 2, let us know. We'll get it. And we'll do a giveaway. And
yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I should just use the invites to buy them to give away. But then
no one wants it. No one's going to want it. Yeah. I mean, they'll win it and they'll be like, oh, this thing sucks. So
it's too bad. I wanted it to be an awesome phone, and I just don't know that. I just think they cut too many corners on it.
Yeah, well, I think we all did, because the OnePlus One was a good phone. Once they actually released the phone and got over all the BS, it was a good phone. I mean, it made our top 5 of the year, and there were some solid devices last year. And for a OnePlus One, a brand new company, to release a phone to make it into our top 5, which is a pretty darn good list.
Yeah, because we're pretty anal about everything.
Oh God, we're anal, and we're so judgmental about everything. Very. So yeah, for it to make, that's why we cared, and that's why we still talk about it. It's because we wanted them to do good. We like the competition, because HTC ain't bringing it. LG's really not bringing it.
Well, yeah, LG not so much. Yeah.
Yeah, so you want all these other companies to start, getting in there. That's why we're excited about Huawei and them making a Nexus and really coming into the American market and getting pumped up, because choice is good. I mean, that's why I like Android and not iPhones, because I can choose, what device I want to have, and each is different, and I love that. So OnePlus 2, sadly, I don't know. I mean, if I had to give it a 1 out of 10 so far, maybe I'd go like 6.5, 7 out of 10.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not like it's the worst phone ever. It's just not up there with the S6 and the Note and the Moto X. It's just not there, right?
Yeah, it's not there. I mean, it's not a flagship killer. That's all there is to it. Yeah. Plain and simple. It doesn't live up to the hype. And if you hype up a phone so much and it doesn't hit, it's hard to get excited about it. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it doesn't match up in this way, but this is cool. It just doesn't stack up when compared to other phones. So, I mean, heck, you can get a Galaxy S6 for like 400 some odd bucks right now. That'll work just fine on AT&T or T-Mo. And I mean, sure, the battery's not great, but every other aspect about that phone's pretty darn solid. So, I mean, you can customize the heck out of that thing with themes and whatever you want. Right. Put on Nova. Right. So, I mean, you can pretty much do everything you want, and you'll have a way better camera, way better display. So, you'll have NFC, Samsung Pay,
a home button that works.
You can customize. You can press that twice and open up the camera just fine. So, what are you gonna do?
Well, so Moto X Pure, I've been using this thing for well over a week now, and I'm gonna try to have a review done. Yeah, Tim's got the leather version now.
Oh yeah, this thing is hot.
So I'm gonna try to have my review done by Monday, hopefully. Spend some time this weekend. So if you want a teaser of review, I don't think it's my favorite phone of 2015. I think the Galaxy S6 still is, even with its jank and battery life, just because the Galaxy S6 in hand is just a really great in-hand phone, and the picture and the camera is amazing on it. The Moto X, though, really nice phone, especially when you start considering the price. The performance is fine. I know, so I did like kind of a Q&A with it earlier this week, and I mentioned to some people that there's some stuttering, and they immediately were like, oh, it's janky and it's terrible and it's slow. And that's not what I was saying. I'm saying it's just not the perfect buttery. So like if you pick up a Nexus 5, which is a 2-year-old phone, and it's like, I have one right here running the Marshmallow preview. It is so smooth and buttery, and there's no jank, lag, stutter, anything. And that's a 2-year-old Nexus 5. And the previous 2 Moto X's were pretty much stutter free. And every once in a while, I just see some stutters with this phone. And so it's not like deal breaker stuttering. This isn't Samsung jank, none of that stuff. So I just mentioned that. I just kind of wanted to clarify that. Otherwise, like, the phone's really nice. It's Motorola built, so it feels great. The camera's pretty solid. It's obviously Motorola's best camera by a mile, I would say. It's missing OIS. And so if you're in a low light situation or a macro situation or a situation where you only have one hand to hold the camera, you sometimes have to take like 2 to 3 retakes of things because you get some blur in there, and that sucks. So I really wish it had OIS, but when it takes a good picture, it takes a really, really good picture. Obviously, I like that you can customize it. I like that it's stock Android. I like Moto display. I mean, there's a whole bunch of stuff to like. Even though the phone's big, it hasn't been obnoxious, And I was using a Note 5 for a while before this, so maybe I'm just used to right now having a big phone. Overall, I really like the phone. I don't know that it's the best phone of 2015, but it's a really, really good phone. And it's one of those phones that if you buy it, you're not going to be disappointed in it. Like battery life for me has been pretty good. And it gets me through most of a day. And I've been hammering on this phone more than most phones. And sure, I'm looking for a charger 4 or 5 o'clock because I'm really hammering on it. On the days like yesterday where I wasn't really hammering on it, I had like 30% left at like 9 o'clock. Like it's not one of those things where I think I've really run into any battery issues. And it has turbocharging, like super turbocharging. And it comes with a turbocharger. So, yeah, I mean, it's one of those phones I really like. I mean, I don't know that it's my favorite phone of the year. That's all. And that's not saying it's a bad phone. There are a few things wrong with this phone that I've found so far. I like a lot of it. And I think if anyone buys this phone, they're going to be really happy with it. So hopefully the Snapdragon 808 lasts for 2 years. That's the only thing I'm worried about, is that everyone ditched the 810 because it was melting everything and went with the 808. And I'm just a little worried that the 808 may not be the best, especially powering like a quad HD display like this. Oh, the display, it's not the best LCD display ever. If you're looking for a downer, that would probably be the display, but whatever. It's not terrible. It's just not the best. So, no, it's a really good phone. If you're buying this phone or you already bought it, I'm sure you love it. And I totally understand that. So, anyways, there's a preview of my sort of review.
Very nice. Very nice.
All right. So you brought up earlier the BlackBerry Venice on video. I don't know who is the company that just posted up this random video. I swear they were
BlackBerry OS.
No, it's something else. They saw the video. It's called Baka Mobile or something. Does that mean they're
right?
Are they a mobile company or are they a blog? What are they?
Good question. Don't have an answer for you.
They're a phone reseller. They are like, they seem like the type of company that probably shouldn't be posting that.
But they
That's
do.
why I ask. Yeah, they sell phones and stuff like that, and somehow they ended up with That's crazy. Okay, anyways, talk about this. What happened in this video with the BlackBerry Venice?
In this video, a gentleman by the name of I don't know went hands-on with the all-new BlackBerry Venice, which is set to release here in the US, I believe, October? So, yeah, I think that was the latest rumor. It's like October, November. It's coming soon. So that's what we know. He takes the phone, he slides it up. It's a fully functional device, complete with tap-to-wake display, biometric keyboard. I was like writing it up, and I showed Kelly. He's like, biometric keyboard? What the heck is that?
Yeah,
I'm like, dude,
what the hell is that?
Yeah, I was like, dude, you can swipe on the actual keyboard, and the display will go up and down.
I need to see this.
And it was actually kind of cool. I mean, it looked a little janky, like it was going click, 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 like very slow. It wasn't like long swipes.
Okay.
It was just very like inch by inch, or like more like millimeter by millimeter. It was swiping up, but it looked pretty cool.
Do you know where in the video that part was? Oh wait, there it is.
The beginning.
Oh my God, look at that.
Yeah. So that was something that was built into other previous BlackBerry devices.
It's got Lookout pre-installed.
Yeah, it's got a whole bunch of great stuff.
Oh, it's got a bunch of Timo stuff pre-installed too, doesn't it?
Confirmed. Yeah, I don't know. I didn't see any Timo stuff.
Anyways, yeah, keep going.
But yeah, so functional device. I mean, so he showed the back of the device with that huge camera bezel. The front where you slide it down, it's got the big bottom front-facing speaker, which we're guessing is a speaker. It looks like a speaker grill. And you swipe up on the home button, you can get to Google Now, BlackBerry device search, BlackBerry Hub, which I believe is where you get all your BlackBerry apps. I wouldn't know because I've never had a BlackBerry. I went to the Voyager. I was an LG Voyager guy.
That's right.
LG V2020.
I had a BlackBerry Tour. It was crappy.
Oh. But so the device looks pretty good. I mean, the way he was showing it off, he said, "Oh, it feels great in hands." Like anyone who had this BlackBerry device, he named one or whatever, that I guess it was really top heavy and it would like fall out the front of your hand. He's like, "This one feels great in hand," and it looked kind of good. So everyone who said that they were interested in the BlackBerry Venice is now even more interested in the BlackBerry Venice.
The hype level is just
it's so high right now.
Yeah.
I don't know why exactly. Like, I know you and I like don't exactly care, but I think
people do, and I'm starting to feel like you, how I understand why people are excited.
Sure, like I can get it. Like, if that's something you want, this is totally cool for you. And this is 2009 all over again, and your world could not get any better. But I'm over physical keyboards. Like, I don't need that. And I mean, on-display keyboards have gotten so much better and way more sensitive.
Yeah.
I mean, you can even type with a glove on now. And
I guess the only kind of cool thing with a physical keyboard, right, is that your keyboard's not covering any of your display. So
Sure.
if you're typing an email, it's not taking up half your screen while you're trying to type.
Yeah.
So, but otherwise, I don't really see the benefit, except for this thing, dude. You can swipe up and down it. That's
Biometric
cool.
keyboard. Yeah, it's a neat looking phone. That's my word to describe it. It's neat looking.
And it's not terribly thick, right? It doesn't.
No, it looks super thin. The display looks super thin, and so I mean, the design is pretty good in terms of a physical keyboard BlackBerry Android design. It looks pretty good, but it's not a phone I'd line up for or anything like that, or I'd pre-order. So I'm just afraid that when it comes to Verizon, which you probably will, it'll just look terrible because they'll put logos all over it, and it'll just look like a typical BlackBerry device on Verizon, which is never good.
That camera hump is huge.
I think it's like 20 megapixels or something like that.
It's crazy. I love how this guy's like, yeah, we got this surprise delivery today, and it's a prototype, and it's marked up with so many serials and like personal identifying information for whoever's phone this thing is. And he's just filming away.
I think he does a pretty good job, though, of like when he kind of shows the back, he like covers up the important information. And I mean, poor guy, he seemed a little nervous as to what was going on. Like in the intro, he's just like, "This is the BlackBerry Venice," shaking a little bit. So yeah, I mean, that's the BlackBerry Venice. It is coming. I mean, there's not really much to say. We don't know exact like specs yet, and nothing's official, of course. Although BlackBerry might as well just announce the damn thing. Like, why waste our time?
Yeah, I don't know really what they're waiting for. Maybe because everyone else has a press event coming up, and they are trying to figure out when anyone will care what they're up to.
Apparently, I mean, they should see that people do care, and they should just go for it. They're like, okay, we've tested the waters with these fake leaks, and let's go for it. Green light.
Might as well at this point. Yeah, because I mean, we've got potentially Google at the end of the month, and then LG has one a couple days later, and then I think Microsoft has a big event somewhere around there too.
Yeah, the fact that BlackBerry was cool enough to implement Google services with the device, to allow for Google Now, at least from what we know. I mean, this is prototype stuff. Maybe who knows, that stuff could be baked out. But the fact that it looks like Android, looks like at least Lollipop. I mean, that's huge for us Android peeps who want Google Play services, because I mean, Google Play services are so powerful these days.
Mm-hmm.
So, and yeah, it's all skinned up to death. So good on them. More power to them. I mean, they need the money.
I mean, they finally got my attention after seeing this video, and I have been trying to ignore this Venice thing since day one.
You've been hating on it before it even leaked. I mean, just anyone ever mentioned an Android device from BlackBerry, it was over.
Yeah, I was just thumbs downing it, poo-pooing.
Poo-poo.
Let's see. So speaking of companies that no one buys their products, Amazon announced a whole bunch of Fire things this week. So I shouldn't say that. People do buy Fire TV sticks, maybe? I don't know. Let's see. They announced the larger Fire HD tablet, brand new ones, 8-inch and 10-inch models or something like that, and they're cheap. But they also announced the Fire tablet, which is a $50 tablet. It's not an HD display or anything, but it has a quad-core processor and cameras and an SD card slot. And you can buy 6-packs of them, which is kind of crazy.
You can buy your tablets in bulk these days. I love it.
And they're giving you one for free, right? Like if you buy the 6-pack, it's only $250.
Right. So each they're $50 they're $50 a pop. Buy a 5-pack, get a 6-1 free.
That's so crazy. You can buy 6 tablets for $250.
That's pretty crazy.
They're not like top tier tablets here, but
shit, no.
The cool thing is you think about like classrooms or something, right? For students and stuff. Like a class could go buy a whole bunch of tablets and not even spend $1,000, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
So anyway, $50 tablet, and then they have those HD, and then there's a new kids edition. Let's see, and then they also announced a new Fire TV with 4K support, which Nvidia already had on the whatever, the Shield, right? So Nvidia was basically the first, but Apple just announced an Apple TV new one, and it doesn't have 4K. So everyone's like, "Ooh, Amazon got you, Apple."
Gee.
Nvidia's been here for about 3 months or whatever it's been. So
it comes with so much more too. I mean, the fact that it comes with grid and all that stuff. I mean, there's so many more upsides to the Shield.
Right. It's too bad Nvidia doesn't have the marketing power there, because the Shield has. I mean, it tops all of these, and it's been out for a couple months.
Yeah.
So anyway, new Fire TV with 4K support. They improved the performance. Actually, they're using a MediaTek processor, which is interesting. This is one of the first big companies in the US to use a MediaTek processor. So they did that, and it's 4K ready. Like I said, they added an SD card slot, and then they also the Fire TV stick. I don't know that they necessarily improved the Fire TV stick, but now they're shipping. Well, you have the option to buy it with the voice remote. So they added a software update brings in Alexa, which is the technology behind the Echo, and it's now in Fire TV as well. So that's neat. And then there's a gaming edition, which comes with a couple of really bad games and a controller. So they announced all this stuff out of nowhere. I mean, obviously people knew because there was some stuff under embargo. Amazon doesn't talk to us because we don't talk about their stuff enough. And they're not really Android. It's like fake Android. So
faux Android.
Yeah. So Amazon, announced a bunch of that stuff. And it's all available for pre-order now, and it comes out in like a couple of weeks or something. Let's see. In news that people do care about, Qualcomm out of nowhere this week announced Quick Charge 3.0, which is pretty damn big news. I don't know that I could live. This is another reason not to keep ragging on OnePlus. I don't know that I could live without fast charging, because I talk about the black hole of signal death that I live in for basically every carrier. And so my phones just die at like 4 o'clock every day, or I have 20% and I need to charge them. And so I fast charge. There's fast chargers all over my house. And so anyways, Quick Charge 3.0, 80% charge in 30 minutes for supported devices. Ooh, that's nuts. I mean, the OnePlus 2 takes 3 hours to charge. You can charge it with a Quick Charge 3 in 35 minutes. Crazy. Let's see, what else does it do? There's a whole bunch of fancy technology behind it. It's 38 more efficient than Quick Charge 2.0, which is nice. Basically, it's just faster. And it's going to be an option in the Snapdragon 820, 620, 618, 617, and 430. And nothing's going to have it till 2016. So if you were hoping that your Nexus phones are going to have this Quick Charge 3, well, they're not. So it's not coming until 2016. Dang. My guess is that LG will release a phone like at CES, like they always do, and it will have an 820 and it will have Quick Charge 3.0. Just a big prediction there. It's actually not that big a one, but that's my guess. Quick Charge 3.0. Super, super awesome. It's amazing how fast you can charge a phone now. I don't know where this technology's been all our lives, but it is glorious.
It's pretty ridiculous. It's so fast. I mean, it's hard to even contemplate.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of fast charging, I think I'm supposed to have a Samsung fast wireless charger here today.
Oh, yeah.
Except like all the No 5s I have are back in boxes, so I can't even really test it.
Womp womp.
Yeah. Maybe we'll give it away or something. It's too bad because I still have an S6 laying here that I use actually quite a bit still when I'm not reviewing something, and it doesn't have fast wireless charging, so I can't really even use it on that. It's too bad. Yeah. All right. I think that's kind of it for big stories. Unless you got something else.
It's been a good one. Mm-hmm. No, I only have one app to really talk about.
All right, let's talk about your app.
All right. The app I want to talk about today is called Move to iOS. It is an app designed to allow Android users to easily switch to the iOS platform from Apple. And it's a solid app if you're going to pick up the iPhone 6S or the 6S Plus. 6S Plus. Yeah, I think that's the name, right?
6S Plus.
Yeah. If you're going to pick up that big phone, then yeah, Move to iOS is what you want. But
what a terrible app.
Yeah, like the funny thing is Android people get so freaking offended. And yeah, there's such sensitive Sally's that they have been flooding to Google Play in order to provide the move to iOS application with 1-star reviews. And I would like to read one of the reviews here.
It's currently at a 1.7 average, and it has 24,000 reviews.
Yeah, which is pretty sad. A lot of 5 stars though. 4,000 5-star reviews. So some.
Oh my
people...
God, you reviewed it.
Yes, I did review it.
I'll give you a thumbs up. There you go.
Oh, thanks, man. So I said, I mean, it's fun just to, because it's what everyone says. I see all of my friends have given it 1 star and they're writing silly things like Christopher Chavez, who's one of our buddies. He said, app locked my Android phone and told me I needed to buy an iPhone to unlock it. This is unacceptable. I mean, it's sort of ridiculous. So I wrote, this app killed my goldfish. Everything was working great on my new iPhone 6s, but this morning I looked at my goldfish Sparky and he was dead, floating upside down in his tank. Nothing in my life has changed except for this app, so the two must be linked somehow. I want an explanation now. And yeah, it's good to have some fun. I mean, everyone, I remember the soft card when that was launched to Google Play. I mean, that was just getting dogged with 1-star reviews. Yeah. And the same thing, like people just, making up stupid app reviews and stuff. So now I finally wanted to get in on the fun and let Apple know that they killed my goldfish.
It's pretty funny. People are actually just writing just goofy things now.
It's nonsensical.
They're kind of having fun with it at this point.
And it's absolutely ridiculous, like I will admit. But I mean, that's what you get.
So have you seen all the stuff about how everyone thinks Apple didn't actually do any coding work at all? They didn't even make this app. They just hired a third-party
app.
Yeah. They just hired a third-party company basically to make an app that was already available, and then they reskinned it. Is really all they did. So we were all hoping that this was Apple's first Android app, and while it's technically they own it, they didn't even make this stupid thing.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't really look like the most intuitive or innovative application ever made. I mean, it's just
they use really low res, crappy screenshots and stuff, and it's pretty bad.
I mean, so yeah, Apple's moved to iOS. If you were planning to get an iPhone, which is totally fine because we live in America, free country, free world, do whatever you want to do. We won't hold you to it. Then this is the app you'll probably want just to make sure you get all of your data transferred over properly and all. You don't miss anything. So best of luck to you. Goodbye.
All right. I don't think I have any other stories. Oh, it's National Cheeseburger Day.
I heard about this. Every day, I'm not big on holidays, so now that every day is a freaking national holiday of some kind, I'm a little offended.
I know you are. I normally don't care about any of them unless it involves some sort of burger.
Burgers,
and then I go out of my way. I mean, I eat enough burgers as it is, but then you just kind of have to find a special burger.
I hope that there's
a special burger today.
And I hope that there's days that kind of counterbalance all of the gluttony and the materialization that we go through as a country. Like, say we have National Cheeseburger Day. Why can't we have National Salad Day?
There's probably National Soylent Day or something.
Good.
I hope no one participates in it.
Yeah, because obesity is on the rise, people. Listen to me. This is an epidemic that's going on right now. And especially with our children, we need to eat better, less sugar. And it's a life choice. And I think we're all making the wrong one on National Cheeseburger Day.
Still celebrate today.
Yeah, I guess if you want a cheeseburger, you should do that. I'll definitely be going to Five Guys and getting a double burger with bacon and cheese and all this stuff. But that's because I have the metabolism of a 15-year-old, and I don't gain weight, so it's great.
That is true. I have to run 15 miles a week in order to counteract, and it's a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. I'm sure once I hit the ripe age of 30, my body will just deteriorate immediately. But until then, I can eat 4 burgers a week and just still be 160 pounds.
That must be nice.
Yeah, no complaints.
Sweet. All right, well, I don't have anything else. I just want to make sure everyone goes and eats cheeseburgers and adds to the epidemic.
Yep. It's pretty bad. Supersize me.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for joining us, everyone. This was episode 93. Have a safe weekend.
Peace.
Yeah, next week. Peace.